Greetings, 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 greetings. Shout out to all of you wonderful deep divers. I hope your day is going good. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are live. And I hope all of you are taking care of yourself. I hope all of you are raising the frequency. I hope all of you are getting into the heart and nature like Ralph Smart every single day. And we're going to talk about deep divers. The chosen ones were right. Be prepared for what the world has in store. First and foremost, let me shout out to everyone who's been getting the good ass prana shirts. ralphsmart.com/clothes, spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And Feel Alive Part 2 is coming out. Also, the latest new book, The Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart at ralphsmart.com/thebook. And of course, go and get the good ass prana shirts, deep divers, at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing, well, go and buy some, right? And like I say, deep divers, we're going to talk about it. Make sure you hit that super chat, you hit that tip page, you got a question, leave a message. We got a lot to talk about. It's good to be back. It's good to be back, deep divers. Smash that like button, share the video. If you support the real, smash that like button, share the video. Should we get it started, deep divers, or should we get it started? I said, should we get it started or should we get it started? Let's get it started then. Let's go.
So happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. It's a choice. So happy to manifest whatever you want, to be whatever you want to be. It's a choice. Freedom is a must. We have to become the spirit.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in.
You are now in the mix.
Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. I do not gamble, but bet on me. Tell them that's life, yeah, it's still of it. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't stop. Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now? Taking the West, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the door.
Oh yeah, deep divers, we're raising the frequency. We're starting off right. Shout out to everyone who's here. Once again, deep divers, shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. It's good to be back. Oh, it's good to be back. It's so good to be back. The cat down the road missed you. Right? It's good to be back. And like I tell you, deep divers, first and foremost, let's always start off the show with gratitude. Let's always start off the show with gratitude. Like I always tell you, I'm truly grateful because I know right now we are living in the most monumental time of human history. And we've got to remind ourselves, deep divers, every single day is an opportunity to say thank you. Every single day is another opportunity to give thanks, to say thank you, to realize Ralph Smart doesn't take this for granted. Like I told you, deep divers, you're not supposed to go this long, right? And I keep telling you, there's a higher force working in my favor every single day. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I got to thank the universe. I got to thank all the deep divers who've been supporting Infinite Waters. I've especially got to thank the cat down the road. So in your life, deep divers, I want you to realize you can only go to the next level with gratitude. You can only go to the next level with realizing gratitude shifts you to a higher frequency and vibration. And that's why I always tell you, when I'm bringing you these messages, there's a force that's leading me to do that. Shout out to all the deep divers in the house. Shout out to all the chosen ones in the house. Shout out to everyone who's here. So, chosen ones were right. Chosen ones were right. And do you remember deep divers in 2012? There were a lot of people talking about the Mayan predictions and all of that, 2012. Even in the last few years, a lot of chosen ones came back just to really get humanity ready for what's coming. I know a lot of you have felt that the world seems a bit strange right now. I know a lot of you have felt that it seems like there's two worlds forming. And I told you, right? I told you about the 3D, 5D split. There is a 3D, 5D split happening as I'm speaking. Some people are leveling up. Some people know what time it is. Some people realize that It's time to get right with yourself. Because the truth is out there. Right? The truth is out there, deep divers. The truth is out there. And the chosen ones were right. You know, many people came back specifically in this time period just to give you a message, just to help you along your journey, just to wake you up, just to remind you that you're more powerful than you could ever imagine. And you've got to remind yourself, years ago, Ralph Smart was getting you ready. Other people were getting you ready. And everything I spoke about, everything I talked about came true. Not only me, other chosen ones. There were other chosen ones who came back. Oh, Curio, shout out to you. You are appreciated. Thank you for that. Deep Divers, how you feeling today? I'm back. Hit that super chat. Hit that tip page. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it crack-a-lacking, Deep Divers. Curio, shout out to you, Ralph. It's always inspiring to hear your messages. Thank you. Hey, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. You're most definitely appreciated. You're most definitely appreciated. So, how are you feeling today, Deep Divers? How are you feeling today? Oh, Esther Goldstein in the house. Spreading that love. I think she deserves a Don DeMarco. Don't you agree, Deep Divers? Everyone who's supporting this show will get a Don DeMarco and an avocado to give Ralph Smart some breakfast. Give Ralph Smart some breakfast. Can we get a Don DeMarco, please?
Don DeMarco.
All right, Esther, you're most definitely appreciated. Shout out to you. Oh, Deep Divers, shout out to all of you. We got a lot to talk about. We got so much to talk about, right? There were a few videos I haven't even made. There were a few videos I haven't even made yet. The chosen ones were right. Be prepared. Be prepared for what the world has in store. So, a few years ago, many people came back to give you a message. Many people came back to wake you up. And a lot of people feel it kind of strange right now to be on the planet because it seems almost like alternative realities are forming. If you're intuitive, you know what I'm talking about. It seems like a massive split is happening. And I told you, there's a huge split happening right now between 3D and 5D. And the chosen ones were right about that. They told you that the split would happen. And it's happening. And what do I mean by this split, this shift that's happening? You see, so many people right now are realizing that actually there's levels to this shit. Levels upon levels. And, you know, you can read a book on the law of attraction. Congratulations. But that's only level 1. There's another level on top of that. On top of that. Right? And it's amazing when you realize that there's so much more to know. There's so much more to be awake of, to be aware of, to come to realize. You know, humanity has been cast into a big sleep. Big sleep. There are a lot of distractions happening right now on the planet, Deep Divers. First and foremost, let me just talk about what's happening in the matrix, in society. A lot of people right now are seeing a total breakdown of society. potential wars brewing, maybe an escalation of a World War III, whatever that is, right? Countries against countries, nations against nations. Tucker went on, did the interview with Putin, and Putin was like, hey, gave you that history of Russia and all of that. Well, you got to remind yourself that the whole world is a stage. And you have to focus on yourself. But you also have to realize the times we're in right now. And it's the times to really wake up and get right with yourself. Because a lot is coming. A lot of people aren't ready for. A lot of people aren't prepared for. And a lot of people have no idea. How are you feeling today, deep divers? The chosen ones were right. Many people had already foreseen what was coming on the planet. Many people had already predicted that we were entering the end time cycle, which is not a bad thing. In fact, it's a very necessary thing. And humanity is going through this end time cycle right now. It's a very critical time to be on the planet. We've got to remind ourselves there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. That's first and foremost. There's nothing to be afraid of. But there is everything to be prepared for. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. We just started. How you feeling today? How's everyone feeling? And when I do these, what I call light streams, I don't call them live streams, I call them light streams, right? When I do these light streams, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that tip page. Make sure you're hitting that super chat, because you've got to support people who are doing the work. You've got to support people who are doing the work, because you got to remind yourself, deep divers, there's a battle happening on the planet. A big battle happening. Even with Russia and Ukraine, the US is sending billions of aid to Ukraine. Every war needs to be sponsored. So why not sponsor the truth movement? That's a slow motion. So the chosen ones were right. Right now, a lot of people are realizing there's a kind of collapse of society. There's a kind of disconnection a lot of people are experiencing all around the world. Because humanity is entering the end cycle. And as that's happening, the inorganic ones bring more distractions. But so much has happened, people aren't as mesmerized with the distractions like they used to be. Super Bowl, okay. These big shows, these big events are all designed to distract you from what's really happening. And you've got to remind yourself that we're in a time right now where you want to realize that things are moving fast. Things are moving rapidly. And you don't want to be a little lamb lost in the woods when you're taken by surprise. Every single day you should be asking yourself, how am I freeing myself? How am I becoming my greatest version? Let me shout out to Nicholas K. You see, deep divers is people like Nicholas K who keep Infinite Waters going. Hit that super chat, hit that tip page, hit that like button. Nicholas K, I got a song for you. You've just unlocked a song because of your gratitude. Nicholas K is always here, deep divers. And he's somebody who's always been supporting Infinite Waters. So these are the people who I give thanks to. And once again, deep divers, you can ask a question. If you got a message, put it in the comment section. Nicholas K saying, one love, deep divers. How do we get the left and the right to decide on humanity? And there is no left or right, just the right or and wrong. Also knowing that we must be the change we want to see. Thanks. Hey, you are appreciated. Let me give you a round of applause. Nicholas K, once again. One love, deep divers. How do we get the left and the right to decide on humanity? And there is no left or right, just a right and wrong. Also knowing that we must be the change we wish to see. Shout out to you, Nicholas K. I wish you could articulate that a little bit better. But what I'm getting from it is the division between the left and the right, right? And this is rampant in society. Democrat, Republican, conservative, Labor, Christian, Muslim, vaccinated, non-vaccinated. There's a big split. This is all part of the split. And you've got to remind yourself, you got to tune back into the oneness. I told you about this 3D, 5D split happening. The chosen ones were right. You see, when you remind yourself, deep divers, so many people on this planet are going to face the inevitable. And the inevitable is to find out something they didn't know. Everyone, including the cat down the road, is going to get a knock on the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? The truth, huh? And a lot of people are going to be like the Roadrunner. When that truth comes in the door, Roadrunner time.
Meep, meep. Meep, meep.
So what's happened is that things are catching up with humanity right now. The truth is catching up with humanity right now. And these are the times we're in right now. A lot has been happening, and a lot more is to happen. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. Deep divers, how you feeling today? I'm back. Oh yeah, live interaction. This is your show. The People's Show. The Deep Divers Show. Right? And we got a lot to talk about. We got so much to talk about. It's good to be back, Deep Divers. Clear vision. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we need right now. Chosen ones are right. Clear vision. That's what we need right now. That's what people need. Kevin Sullivan. We need that clear vision. We need that clear vision. Absolutely. Clear vision. Absolutely. So the chosen ones were right. Okay, the chosen ones were right. Be prepared for what the world has in store. Be prepared for what the world is in store for. Let me tell you this, deep divers. As I was saying, everyone on this planet is going to get a knock on the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? The truth is here. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what country you live in, what language you speak. You're going to be shown something that's going to make your eyebrows go like this. And this is all because we're entering a whole new paradigm, a whole new world. A lot of people forget very quickly. As a psychologist, as someone who studies this, who's been doing this for a long time, something very peculiar with a human being is that we forget just like that. A lot of people forget what happened a few years ago. So, because human beings forget, when you forget something, what happens? You're condemned to repeat it. Right? Let me repeat that. When you forget something, what happens? You're condemned to repeat it. Rogue, shout out to you. Shout out to Rogue in the house. Deep divers. Oh, I want to hear from you like I'm hearing from Rogue. Thank you, Ralph. You're an inspiration. Can we go 80s? Absolutely. We can go 80s. You see, because like I told you, deep divers, I give to the people who are giving to me, who are supporting the show, who are full of gratitude. And that's what matters. Right? So we actually went 80s, but we can go 80s for a short while. We can go 80s for a short while. For a little while, right?
I'm so happy. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here.
I went 80s for you, Rogue. That was just for you. That was just for you. Just showing appreciation. We went 80s. We got the 80s. Of course. Shout out to everyone who's here. Deep divers, how you feeling? Peace, love, and harmony to all of you. Let me shout out to Brandon. Brandon in the house. You are appreciated, Brandon. And Brandon is just saying gratitude. Coming in on the 11/11. Gratitude to you too. You are appreciated. Thank you. Right? So the chosen ones were right. Be prepared for what the world has in store. So, when you remind yourself, deep divers, a lot of people on this planet forget very quickly. And this is actually how the archons, the inorganic ones, as I call them, have controlled humanity for thousands of years. And it's because every generation, the memory gets wiped out. And you're here to remember, put yourself back together who you really are. Because if you don't remember, you will be condemned to repeat it. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you'll only be condemned to repeat them. And humanity has made so many mistakes, and it chooses to forget and move on without realizing actually it has to learn from what's happened. Because if it doesn't learn from what's happened, it's only going to happen again. So the chosen ones were right. The Hopis were right. The Hopis who said, when the earth is ravaged and the animals are dying, a new tribe of people shall come onto the earth, and by whom their deeds and actions shall make the earth green again. We've got to remind ourselves it's happening. A lot of people are waking up. In fact, too many to count. Everything you're seeing right now on the planet is an ending of a cycle. And an ending of a cycle is chaotic. It's full of wars. It's full of people who are doing the exact opposite of what's going to help them evolve. This is what you're seeing. When you go on social media, you're seeing so many people doing everything to run away from who they really are. You're seeing so many people wear a mask, dancing on TikTok. Nothing wrong with that. But you got to remind yourself, it's because they're getting that knock knock. People don't want to face it. People don't realize that it's inevitable. They're going to have to wake up, think about who they really are, why they're here, what's their true purpose. And nobody can run, nobody can hide from it. It's going to be knocking on everyone's door. But human beings love to evade what they have to face. So, till the end, you're going to see a lot of people dumbing themselves down even more. You're going to see more and more people play a character even more until eventually they just internally combust. They go through the mega breakdown. The chosen ones were right. The chosen ones were right that we got to be in the heart of nature. You see, deep divers, every single day, I'm in the heart of nature. Infinite waters, cheers. People say, Ralph, how come you got so much energy? I say, I got the H2O, baby. Chosen ones were right. You see, the reason why I've been able to go for so long and I'm always going to be here is because I realized that, yes, the gold room is fantastic, but every single day I'm in the heart of nature. And you've seen me every day in the heart of nature for a long time. And a lot of people right now are realizing, let me go to Bali. Let me go to Costa Rica. Let me go to Brazil. Do you know how many people right now are backpacking around the world? People who had 6-figure jobs. Packing up, going to Miami from New York. Packing up, going to Bali. All of these are signs of an ending of a cycle. I did it. I've been to over 60 countries. I've traveled so much. I had so many passports. I said, wow, this is bonkers. But this is what happens when you're starting to wake up. Immediately, you want to get your ass out of there. Wherever you are, doesn't matter what city you're in, you want to leave where you are. If you're only in your city, if you've been there your whole life, you need to leave immediately. because staying there will only stunt your development, evolution, and growth. Shout out to all of you wonderful deep divers. You're most definitely appreciated. It's good energy here. Natural Beauty 80, shout out to you. Thank you for all you do to uplift the world. Hey, you are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. Let me also shout out to 5D. I can't forget about 5D music scene. 5D music scene, you get a flex bomb. Let me give you a flex bomb right now. That's what we call the love bomb. 5D music scene, holding Infinite Waters down. You're most definitely appreciated, brother or sister. I have no idea. Shout out to you. Gratitude, thank you. Tons of appreciation and respect. Mentor is family day here in Canada. Happy Family Day, deep divers. You all are my real family. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. And that's what it's always about. We got to remind ourselves we are a tribe. We are a community. Infinite Waters is not about me. Infinite Waters is about everyone who has water inside of them. That's all of us. Right? The most powerful force on the planet. You want to be by the ocean. You want to be by the ocean. Oh, you want to be by the ocean, deep divers. Because that's where we evolved from. That's where we evolved from. And the amount of people right now who are choosing to say, you know what? I want to be in a natural environment. Whether it's going to your local park, whether it's going to Bali, going to Costa Rica, going to Africa again, going to South America, Peru. People are on that journey of going back to the natural way. And this is what the chosen ones were right about, because they realized that you can only truly become your greatest version if you are in your greatest environment. Let me repeat that. Slow motion. I said you can only become your greatest version if you are in your greatest environment. One more time. You can only become your greatest version if you are in your greatest environment. Ask yourself, am I in my greatest environment? You got to be brutally honest. Am I in the greatest environment? Deep divers, are you in the greatest environment right now? Everyone here? Are you truly saying that where you live is the best place you can live because it's going to help you grow as a human being? How many of you can truly say that? Or are you trying to do a tiptoe out of there? So we've got to remind ourselves that a lot of people don't realize how important the environment is of where you live. You shouldn't be living somewhere for 80% of the year that is killing you, right? A concrete jungle full of pollution, because it's robbing all of your life energy, your life force, and now you got no energy left. So let me shout out to everyone who's here. Smash that like button, deep divers, share the video. Smash that like button, deep divers, share the video. We're back. Wheelchair Shelton, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Keep it up. Absolutely, you are appreciated. So we've got to remind ourselves that you can only truly become your greatest version when you are truly in your greatest environment. And there was a reason why I said, okay, I got to make videos in the heart of nature. Because I knew that if I was making videos in the heart of nature, it's going to trigger people to say, wait a second, what's so special about nature? What's so special about this? And I started to realize I was healing myself in the heart of nature. I found the cat down the road in the heart of nature. Met my wife in the heart of nature. Had children in the heart of nature. Did a little samba baby in the heart of nature. Woke up with some grapes in my mouth. Woke up with some grapes in my mouth in the heart of nature. So you got to remind yourself that great things happen in the heart of nature. And the chosen ones were right that actually placing your back against a tree, breathe. Wait, did we actually breathe deep? We haven't even breathed that good ass prana. Let's go. Oh, that was beautiful. Let's breathe, deep divers. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. Raising the vibration. So the chosen ones were right that actually the more time you spend in the heart of nature, the more aligned you become body, mind, and soul, right? We've got to remind ourselves that everything is being reversed. Everything is being reversed and shifted around. So, a few years ago, let's just say 2015, or even earlier than that, let's say 2013, there was a huge push of a lot of people realizing that the internet was open to everybody. That's a fantastic thing. It also meant that anybody could be anybody on the internet. And it also meant that people realized that they could sell their soul if they want, because someone is going to buy it on the internet. So what happened was, instead of the message, it became less about the message. It became more about attention. And it became more about how many people can see this. How many people can see this? So what happened was a lot of people were even creating content not because they wanted to create the content, but because they wanted people to see it. But see what? The cat down the road still wants to know. So this is how the devolution began, because a lot of people were sacrificing what they wanted, and they were doing something just for the eye seeing of men. And this is where the world is right now. It's coming to an end though, but it's still here. People, like if, there was a prankster who was walking around just slapping people. He thought it was funny. He would just walk up to them, deep divers, slap them across the face. And he did that not because he wanted to do that, but because he knew that people on the internet, which is the world right now, are going to consume the content. And this is where the devolution starts, because people are going to do anything just for attention. And the chosen ones were right that actually we can flip it, we can change it, we can reverse it. Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters. I said, okay, I see what it is. I see that people, they want to be entertained. What did I say? Anyone know? What did I say? This water's really good, deep divers. Oh, we got a lot to talk about, deep divers. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. What did I say? I said, okay, I see what it is. So what did I say? Let me see if anyone gets it. I'll be interested. Right? I said I saw that people wanted to be entertained. So what did I say? Is this a riddle, Ralph? Absolutely, it's a riddle. If anybody gets it in the next 10 seconds, the cat down the road is yours. No, it's not. So, deep divers, I said I realized that people wanted to be entertained. So, I realized that actually, this is where the masses are moving to. And the old way isn't going to work. Because you got to remind yourself, when I started to share with on Infinite Waters and when I was diving deep and all of that, that's when the shift was happening to the devolution of everything. And I realized that, how am I going to infiltrate the mainstream? Because I didn't want to just speak to the choir. And I started to see some secrets that actually people want the same thing. Everybody wants the same thing. Majority of people want the same thing. Right? And I started to realize that people aren't listening to you. Nobody's listening to me. You're not listening to anybody. What are you listening to? This is another riddle. What are you listening to? Shout out to everyone who's here diving deep. And this is huge when we talk about everything that's happening. So I started to realize, deep divers, Natural Beauty 80, you are most definitely appreciated. Saying thank you with the avocado. Hey, you are appreciated. I started to realize that people are listening to themselves. And people are listening to energy, vibration, frequency. This is very important. Because you see, I, not only myself, but other chosen ones, were able to infiltrate the mainstream mass. Not because of what we were saying, but because of the energy, the frequency, and the vibration. And this is something that you have to take into consideration. That right now, people are ready to wake up. People are ready to become their greatest version. When I said, can I get a hello there? People didn't know I was talking about becoming your greatest version. People were like, whoa, what the hell is that? Sounds fun though. Then they started to listen a little bit more. Then a little bit more. Before you know it, I get letters, long letters, people saying, Ralph, gosh, your videos have helped me throughout my journey. I'm married now, got 5 children. And they said, well, what caught my attention was because you said, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. So a lot of the chosen ones were right that we got to have fun. Even if you're trying to encourage other people, helping humanity, you don't want to be too serious. You don't want to be you're going to go over people's heads, because you got to remind yourself, deep divers, there are levels to this. There are so many things I know, but I know it's going to go over people's head. They're not going to get it. I got to realize that some people are on level 1. Some people are still fast asleep. So I said, okay, how can I reach so many people? And I had to realize that, and this is a secret you can also learn, people want to have fun. People want to be entertained. People want to have a good time. And that's what I did. So you got to remind yourself right now that you want to continue to have a good time. You want to continue to raise the frequency. You want to continue to be a beacon of positivity, because positivity always travels faster than negativity. Let me repeat that. Positivity always travels faster than negativity. Now you might say, well, bad news travels fast. Well, actually, no. Ever had so much bad news you're afraid to tell someone? Nobody wants to hear bad news. Right? You're going to ruin their whole day. So you got to remind yourself, positivity always wins. The good energies always win. The chosen ones were right that right now we're witnessing the end of a cycle, the collapse of an entire way of doing things is coming to an end. And this is a big thing, because right now on the planet, a lot of people are ready to be free. And the reason why is because all of that information, baby, all of that information, just think, the information is out there. And the information is also inside of you. And this huge awakening that's happening has helped people to choose what life they want to live, who they want to be, and most of all, what they want to prepare themselves for. And we're in a time right now where we want to prepare ourselves, because so much is coming. So much is happening. You see, the world is in a tug of war right now. In the collective, it's in a tug of war. There's a split happening, I told you, between 3D and 5D. You got to remind yourself, deep divers, that even though you see, for instance, talk of wars, and Tucker Carlson was interviewing Putin and he was saying his piece and the West hates him and all kinds of things happening. All of that is a distraction. Because you see, you got to remind yourself there's a whole nother reality happening. There's alternate realities happening. But you see, you have to tune that out to tune in to something more positive, something more elevating. Because the more you focus on that, the more you help create that. That's the reason why, if you're always focusing on bad news, the news, you're going to create that reality. And that's why, I bring up certain news stories, but I'm not always talking about it, because I realize that we're into creating the 5D reality. We're not into the 3D stuff. At the same time, the 3D stuff is important. It's just that so many people right now are outgrowing it, realizing it's time to elevate from that. And this split is happening because some people still don't get it. Some people are so programmed, brainwashed, and dumbed down, all they believe is what they see on the TV screen. All they believe is what they hear on the radio. And if you are someone who can actually have discernment, which is the ability to judge well, congratulations. Not everyone is like you. And you got to remind yourself, deep divers, just as you've been going through this massive awakening, you've got to remind yourself, some people haven't even started yet. Some people haven't even begun yet. It's a painful process going through that awakening, but it's necessary. Ivan B, shout out to you, celebrating 1 month free of alcohol and feeling very blessed right now. Gratitude is really the key. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's powerful right there. And shout out to everyone who is doing that, celebrating 1 month free of alcohol and feeling very blessed right now. Gratitude really is the key. So I'm giving thanks. That's what's up. And we've got to remind ourselves that when people tell me things like this, hey, I've stopped drinking, I've stopped doing these things, I say, fantastic. Because you see, you're going to need all the strength you have. Because big things are happening. Big things are coming. Already, the augmentation has started. I did the video. Watch this before it gets deleted. Watch this before it gets deleted. Will I ever buy an Apple Vision Pro? The cat down the road said, you don't need it, Ralph. I don't need it. I don't need to be in the metaverse because, you see, we're already somewhat in the metaverse. Nothing wrong with the metaverse. This is kind of the metaverse. But I'm not living here. I'm just visiting to give you a message and reminding you this is home. That's the real metaverse and multiverse. And we're entering a time right now where an augmentation of humanity is happening. Biologically. Elon Musk, the first chip inside someone's skull, the Neuralink. We're in a time right now where human beings are changing. People are wearing VR headsets to go to work. But what happens when they don't take them off and you become the RoboCop? What happens when people sleep with them? What happens if you're standing in front of them? They don't see you because they're watching something on this. So you got to be very careful, because the time we're in right now is where people are thinking technology is going to save them. Technology is going to make you more isolated. The reason why is because you're going to be in, just like the film Player One, you're going to be in the VR headset, virtual reality, and you're going to become so consumed by it, so immersed in that world, you're going to forget about everyone else. Does this sound familiar, deep divers? Because you see a lot of people on a dinner table staring at their phone, not interested in anyone around them. And the chosen ones were right. Switch off your phone. Because what's coming is that soon you're going to become a phone. And you're not going to be able to turn it off. In America, the average screen time is 7 hours and 43 minutes. The rest of the world is 6 hours, 58 minutes, thereabouts. What's your screen time like, deep divers? Don't worry, I'm not going to judge you. One day I woke up, it was 5 hours. I said, oh my gosh, I'm becoming an android. Cat down the road said, Ralph, stop it. We got to be careful. Because you see, our parents, and their parents had more energy than people do right now. There's a reason why even Gen Z are aging. There was a whole article, right? Gen Z are aging faster than any other generation. Why is this happening? Why are children, teenagers, people in their late teens aging faster than any generation? It's because of all of this hyperstimulation. I don't blame people who say, Ralph, I don't have a Twitter. Sometimes I meet people, deep divers, I'm out and about. I'm like, okay, have you got an Instagram? They're like, no. You got a Facebook? They're like, no. Twitter? No. Email? No. What? I once met someone who said they don't have a phone. I said, thank you. I got to take a leaf out of your book. Because that's the actual next level. You know, there's a reason why people go to retreats, right? Anytime you go on a silent retreat, a meditation retreat, what's the first thing they say you cannot bring? You cannot bring a phone. The reason why is because the phone interferes with the meditation that you're going to have to do. It's going to disrupt your focus. And I tried it. Being without a phone for a while, and my productivity increased tenfold. Chosen ones were right. Your phone is a distraction. Do you agree, deep divers? Your whole entire phone was created to distract you. And right now, you want to be saying, okay, am I on the phone too much? Am I draining my own energy? So Fiona Murray, that's fantastic. Fiona Murray is saying, yes, my family don't have phones, Ralph. Fantastic. See, I'm inspired by you, Fiona. See, this is what the world needs, right? This is what the world needs, right? Because we're not realizing how this technology is changing us. And the chosen ones were right, that actually all you need is this. All you need is this. You know, sometimes deep divers, I've got my phone on. Have you ever gone to a place, deep divers, with your phone on and you just have to turn it off to enjoy that place? Has that ever happened to you? Happens to me all the time, because I realize that actually I just want to be present. And right now on the planet, so many people are choosing to do that. And the chosen ones were right. Who said this? There's no Wi-Fi in the heart of nature. What else happens after that? What else happens after that? There's no Wi-Fi in the heart of nature, deep divers. But what? There's no Wi-Fi in the heart of nature, but what happens there? Smash that like button, deep divers, share the video. Smash that like button, deep divers, share the video. Oh yeah, we just started. The chosen ones were right. Be prepared for what the world has in store. Absolutely. There's a better connection. Evolve. Thank you so much. There's a better connection. And this is what we have to realize. You can manifest a whole lot more in the harder nature. So we've got to remind ourselves that actually, as we're evolving with technology, many people are devolving with a true connection. And the chosen ones were right. Sometimes I've met people along my journey. No phone, no computer, nothing. And I'm like, these people are a lot happier, healthier, more energy. And this is where we all have to take a look at our lives and say, okay, what can I do to get out more? What can I do to be around this? What can I do every single day just to tap in to who I really am? Because the chosen ones were right. Without this, we're in big trouble. A lot of people in the Matrix are in big trouble. Big trouble. Big trouble. Cat down the road is like, they're in big trouble, Ralph. Big trouble. And the reason why is because they've created a comfortable prison full of amenities and luxuries, but nothing that's really going to nourish their true soul. And a lot of people, they're going to wake up one day and realize that actually they're missing something. They're missing a whole lot. Chosen ones were right. What else were chosen ones right about, deep divers? Shout out to all the chosen ones who told you that the whole world is a stage. You see, right now, you got to realize that no one's coming to save you. You got to make sure you save your own ass. Because the inorganic ones see human beings as nothing more than cows grazing in a farm, mooing and doing that. The inorganic ones see human beings as crickets, a distraction. The inorganic ones see human beings exactly what Agent Smith said in The Matrix. Human beings are a disease, a plague, a cancer to the planet. And this is the reason why you have to make sure you have your best interests at hand. You want to focus on yourself. You want to vote for yourself. You don't want to be caught up in the separation of who to vote for. Democrat, Republican, you want to vote for yourself because no one's coming to save you. No leader's coming to save you. The reason why is because you're supposed to be leading yourself. That's a slow motion. Chosen ones are right, deep divers. Now, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. I was listening to one guy who was saying how gangster rap was created to dumb down the whole world, especially inner cities, and also to really lower the whole frequency. And what he was saying was making a lot of sense, because what happened with the frequencies, especially in hip hop, which is the biggest genre of music in the world, people waking up, groups like Public Enemy, people were waking up too much. KRS-One, people were waking up, and they realized that actually we got a music genre that can literally infiltrate the whole world, and we could put a negative frequency in the music, and that's what they did. People are now starting to wake up to that, and that's why chosen ones were right? That actually a lot of the music has been manufactured not for you, but for your children. Think back about a lot of the music you used to listen to growing up. Now, you might have listened to some positive music, but a lot of it was negative. Could have even been a rock song, whatever it was, a pop song, whatever it was, but it was not really about waking them up. It was more about putting them back to sleep. Because you see, when Quincy Jones said, leave your ego at the door, when he did We Are the World, when he was working with Michael Jackson, when he said Diana Ross, Cyndi Lauper, they all came together and put their egos aside and made a phenomenal song. And that single, We Are the World, right, inspired by Bob Geldof, it sold millions of records. I think it's one of the highest selling singles in the world. Just imagine. That song was positive. So don't think that people don't want positivity. Right? So don't think that people don't want positivity. People want positive. In fact, people want more positive music than negative music. Always. It's just that they realize that songs like We Are the World, they're too powerful. They're waking too many people up. John Lennon, songs like Imagine, they banned it on radios in New York because it was too powerful. And they started to change the frequencies of the music. Deep divers, smash that like button, share the video. We got a lot more to talk about. Smash that like button, share the video. Let me shout out to Infinite Heavens on the super chat, on the tip page, actually, on the tip page. Peace and love. Thank you, Ralph, for your amazing work, support, and guidance. You have changed my life and me for the better. Any advice on how to break free from an environment with poor privacy and space in order to wake up from the matrix? Thank you again. Absolutely. Great question. Great question. So, a lot of people have a lack of space. You got to use it as inspiration. You have to use it as inspiration because anytime you don't have privacy, sometimes you might grow up in a house, it's 4 of you in a bedroom, right? You hear stories of this, right? People 4 of them in one room, right? No privacy, no space. Things are tight. You have to remind yourself that you have to think about getting out of there every single day. You have to think about that actually the whole population can fit inside of Texas. That's 8 billion people can fit inside of Texas. So you've been sold an illusion that the world is crowded, that the world is overpopulated. If you drop a penny from a plane, the chances of it hitting someone are literally 0. In other words, there's so much space on this planet, it's unbelievable. Because human beings are a very, very tiny organism. And you can fit the whole world, 8 billion people, inside of the state Texas. So you have to realize that actually there are places in your city, outside of your city, wherever you live, where it's empty. Everybody wants to live in the city though, right? Because a lot of big cities, whether it's LA, Bangkok, wherever it is, people want to live in the cities because there's a lot of noise. People love chaos. So you have to remind yourself, it's all on your frequency. If you change your frequency, you'll be drawn to a more harmonious place. There are people who are living good, living great, living fantastic, and they're living in the heart of nature. But there's none of that chaos around them. If you love the chaos, it's going to be hard to live there. Great question. Deep divers, let's talk about it. The chosen ones were right. The chosen ones were right. Be prepared for what the world has in store. For what's in store for the world. Let's talk about it. So, like I told you, with everything happening in the world, even a lot of people don't realize that egos have been the fall of humanity. And the reason why humanity is in a very dangerous position right now is because war has changed. You have the US and the West. Then you have Russia and China, India. These are equally powerful forces. Einstein said, maybe a nuclear bomb will stop World War III because every country has one. They could use it against another one and vice versa. Well, we're in a time where with ego comes disaster. And we're in a time right now where a lot of people are seeing the inner workings of everything. And if you go back in history, you'll see the exact same thing happening. Once again, I told you at the start of this show, human beings have a very short memory. And if you don't remember, you'll be condemned to do the same thing again. And what's in store for the world is that it may repeat what happened in 1945 again if people don't wake up. If people don't call a ceasefire. If people aren't promoting peace. If people aren't being the change they wish to see in the world. The chosen ones were right. It's over. A lot of people are realizing that actually we're in a great time on the planet. Because a lot of people for the first time are realizing how powerful they really are. They're realizing actually everything they need is inside of them. And there's nothing they lack. And what's in store for the world in this monumental time is that people are realizing they've got the whole world in their hands. At the same time, it can only be formed with unity. Chosen ones told you, you better start uniting with other chosen ones. You better start coming together with other people who have the same frequency and vibration as you. You better do what Quincy Jones put up on that door, said leave your ego at the door. You better do that, because if you don't, you're going to be the odd one out. And a lot of people have to realize that don't hate on that person. Don't be jealous of that person. Realize you're going to need that person. Oh, you're going to need that person. You better learn how to work with them. You better learn how to get comfortable with them. Because if you don't, humanity has no chance. Because inorganic ones are organized. They work together. They stick together. And they put their egos aside, which is kind of ironic. I told you. Because they see the bigger picture. On Infinite Waters, I said, okay, Let me start connecting with other like minds. After school, we've done a lot of videos together. Shout out to After School. Great channel. Billy Carson, Forbidden Knowledge. Phenomenal brother. We came together. 19 Keys, Till Swan. All of this to show you that unity always wins. And this is what the chosen ones were right about, that unity always wins. And we've got to remind ourselves that in every area of our lives, in every area, we have to be unified. Because if we're not, we're no longer going to move mountains, right? Deep divers, the chosen ones were right. This is the place to be. There's no place I'd rather be. You can finish the rest. Deep divers, let's do a dance break. Smash that like button, share the video, hit that super chat, support the show, deep divers. Hit that tip page. Shout out to everyone who has. And let's raise the frequency. Let's raise the vibration. Raise the frequency. You got a question, got a message, you let me know. We'll talk about it. How you feeling today, deep divers? How you raising the frequency today? Got to raise the frequency, deep divers. Raise the frequency, right? So, chosen ones were right. We're in a time right now where the sky is the limit. The sky is truly the limit. In fact, there is no limit. A lot of people are realizing they can manifest. That's the good news. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter, and that's the good thing about the internet, which was really created to help us all realize this reality. That manifestation on the greatest level is possible for you. And shout out to everyone who's manifesting. Shout out to everyone who's creating their own reality. Shout out to everyone who is realizing you don't want to call it a dream. You want to call it a plan. They may laugh at you at first, but in the end, once they see your dream manifesting, they will have no choice but to respect it. Then they'll be asking you for a feature. Then they'll be asking you to hang out. And you've got to be aware, deep divers, that it doesn't happen overnight. And this is what the world is in store for. A lot of people have been planting those seeds. A lot of people have been getting ready. A lot of people have been preparing themselves to go to the next level. And as someone who's been talking about becoming your greatest version for a long time, I was able to do it. And I'm still doing it. Because I realized that there's even more to manifest. I'm just getting started. I told you, deep divers, we haven't even had breakfast yet. And in your own life, you want to remind yourself, am I still hungry? You don't want to be content if you haven't achieved anything yet. Because there are so many people who have so much talent. There are so many people who have all the talents. They don't do anything with them. And what you're going to see is that your talent is not going to be enough. It was never enough. But your will, that's what matters. And right now, there are so many people you would never expect, who are manifesting crazy. And you know why? It's not because they're the most talented people in the world. It's because they've got the most will. And this is what matters. If you've got heart, you got will, you got drive, you'll get there. A lot of people, they got all the talent. They don't do anything with it. I took my chances, deep divers. I said, okay, let me start creating. Let me start doing this, sharing. And I said, I've got the will. I will outwork you and I will outlast you. I'm like Jordan. First one in the gym, last one to leave. That's why I'm still here. And a lot of people who believed in themselves. Oh, this year it's going to be fantastic. It's already going great. But as the months progress, you're going to see even more beautiful manifestations. Because we're in a time right now where it doesn't matter who you are, you can get it. You can make it. You can manifest it. And I've realized this because it's happened to me. And I know it can happen for any one of you. Stay hungry, deep divers. Stay not eating breakfast, deep divers. Chosen ones were right. You know, a lot of the world doesn't feel the same anymore. It doesn't feel like what it used to be. And that's because something has happened. Something has happened that a lot of people can feel. A lot of people know that the awakening has happened. And that's the thing with the awakening. Once you've started to wake up, it's like once you've seen something, you can't unsee it. And a lot of people right now have experienced loss, failure, all kind of things, which is really pulling them back into a greater introspection and self-reflection. And this is why the chosen ones were right, because they would always say, and I always tell you as a chosen one, that illumination requires darkness. Illumination requires darkness. And what did I tell you? A lot of people are going to go through dark times. It's happening. Just talk to a friend. They'll tell you about all of their dark problems, their dark times, all of these things. But illumination requires darkness. And before you can go to that next level, you're going to have to go through the fire and the brimstone. You're going to have to go through a whole lot of crap to come out on the other side. And this is what you have to remind yourself of. It's not going to be easy. But you have all the tools inside of you to make it happen. Smash that like button, deep dive, share the video. Smash that like button, deep dive, share the video. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Let's do a sound healing. What we're going to do right now is a sound healing meditation. I want you to close your eyes. You don't have to do that deep dive. The cat down the road is closing his eyes. We'll do a little sound healing meditation. Once again, you got a question, hit that super chat, hit that tip page, let it be known. We'll do the sound meditation because it's so important, deep divers, to actually remind ourselves that sound frequencies heal us. Sound frequencies can take us to another whole world. How do we feel, deep divers? What did I tell you? You're going to be transported. We're going to be doing more sound meditations on these live light streams. Not live streams, light streams, right? We'll do more of them. Like I told you, that's the power the power of sound frequencies. Like Nikola Tesla said, if you want to think of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Eternal abundance, you're most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much. Let me give you a round of applause for being so awesome. And all the deep divers who are here on this stream, let me give you all a round of applause. We got an avocado. That's a great sign. Let me shout out to Eternal Abundance in the house. Shout out to you. Yes, live meditation and soundbar. Thank you, Ralph Smart. What's the one opera called you always play? The one I just played? Right? I've got a whole list for you. Right? That's Jerusalem. I'll be playing. We'll be doing more soundbars, Tibetan soundbars, different ones, because it's so important. You know, a lot of people don't realize this lost secret, and the chosen ones will write about this, that you see, sound can actually heal us. There's a science called cymatics. Cymatics means how sound influences matter. You know, Dr. Emoto spoke about how if you shout at certain snowflakes, he was in Japan, he did all of this research, you know, they're not symmetrical. When you speak love and kindness and all of these positive words, all of a sudden you get these symmetrical snowflakes. He did the whole science on it, how water is affected by sound. Just imagine when someone shouts at you, what that's doing to your whole DNA. Just imagine what happens when you shout to yourself, when you shout abuse to yourself, hateful words. So you got to become mindful that sound can heal you, can also destroy you. But we'll be doing more sound meditations and really diving into that. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Goddess Wen in the house, you are appreciated. Goddess Wen, wishing everyone a lovely week. Hey, you are most definitely appreciated. Thank you so much. Let me shout out to the incredible Studio H. The wonderful. You got a question? Yes. Should we open new doors for unity with our intentions, or does unity come as an outcome of our passions? I appreciate your wisdoms, Ralph. Gratitude. That's a great question. And we've got an avocado. We should always open new doors of unity that are in alignment to our highest purpose and evolution. Like I told you, you've seen me. I've had guests on this show. I've invited the greater part of the Soul Tribe. You've seen me with different speakers on this platform, because I realize that I have to show deep divers unity. I have to show them that actually it's not just me talking, but it's other people I can bring on. There's a reason why I go live, because I'm showing you unity, to show you that actually the Infinite Waters community is so strong, we're a force to be reckoned with. And with this 3D, 5D split that's happening, there's a whole split of consciousness. There's a whole split of awareness, a whole split of awareness. Some people are awake to the matrix. Some people are still fast asleep. And this is the reason why unity is always needed when it's in alignment with your highest evolution and potential. Because you can't do it by yourself. You can't create the new earth by yourself. It takes a community. You're going to need other people who can help you. Just like people who have helped me build this channel. You're going to need people who are going to help you. You can't just be by yourself doing it. So you have to realize that we're in a time right now where we want to welcome unity. We want to welcome in our greater soul tribe and family. You see, right now, there's been a lot of fear on the planet over the last few years. Even now, right? And what that fear is a disease. Fear is the only virus that you have. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And when you remind yourself, you never want to be in a state of fear for too long. And what is too long? 1 second. It's the fight or flight. That's as long as you got hanging out with fear. Because the longer you are in a state of fear, it damages you. It makes you do this. It disconnects you, detaches you. And so many people right now are now becoming fearless. I told you. You have people who are jetting off the other side of the world without fear, knowing that they will meet someone along the way. There are people who are taking solo trips because they know that actually they need to go to the next level. They realize the crowd they have in their neighborhood ain't no good. They know that it's a trap. And you are having people who are taking that trip to find out who they really are and healing themselves, and it's amazing. But that takes bravery. And it takes letting go of fear, and that's what's happening. And that's the good news, that so many people are realizing right now, I got to be as free as a bird. And we're in a powerful time right now. We're in a powerful time because, you see, I told you, prepare for a greater collapse economically for the masses. Prepare for more wars. Why? Because, you see, when things can go no lower, they can only go up. Humanity has reached an all-time low. That's a good thing, because now we can actually see ourselves. Once again, I told you there was a prankster who would go around and slap people across the face. He thought it was entertaining. He thought his audience wanted that. These are the things people are willing to do in these days and times just for attention. All of that is coming to an end, but it's still going to be here for a little while longer because people still need to reach an even lower place to say, wait a second, there's another way. And what you're going to see and what you can expect that's coming is that the good frequencies, the higher frequencies, will replace the lower frequencies in the mainstream. It's already happening with Infinite Waters, right? We're in the mainstream. Take that good ass energy I'm sending you. We're in the mainstream. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. And you're going to see more of that. But you are the ones who have to do it as well. You got to say, okay, what am I doing in my life to kind of show people another way? You got to remind yourself, a lot of the children, a lot of the youth have bad influences. And shame on the adults who aren't showing them a better way. It's despicable. But that's coming to an end. And a whole new energy is coming to the planet. it's a great time to rejoice right now, because so many people are waking up, finding their true power. I'm excited. I'm excited. Deep divers. Smash that like button right now if you support the real. If everyone is on this live, hit that like button, share this video, because we've just talked about a whole lot. I want to keep these videos under 2 hours, right? Just short and sweet, but I'll be doing more of them. But I wanted to bring you this message because right now, we're in a powerful time. And you have to realize the world is yours. Deep divers, how you feeling today? How you feeling today? Shout out to everyone who's been here. You are appreciated. And like I say, we got a lot more to talk about. A lot more to dive into. Once again, thanks to everyone who's joined us on this powerful show. Keep raising the frequency. Listen to this. And once again, you got a question, a message, you can make the show go on longer. But for now, we're going to wrap it up. Listen to this. Let's raise the frequency. Once again, deep divers, shout out to all of you. Much love to all of you. Thanks for being here. Smash that like button, share the video. And once again, keep raising the frequency. We're just getting started.